Hi, welcome to summer. Hot enough for you? Not in the southern hemisphere. So, The Legend of Korra finished its first season yesterday. Oh man, that was some good trip. Basically, it's what American animators should be doing, like they did with the original Avatar series. Basically, they focus on the story first and foremost, and making it awesome came second. I also, earlier today, came back from watching Brave, the 13th movie by Pixar. I was pleasantly surprised, yeah. I wish to describe it. I have the perfect phrase to describe it. It's not even mine, but I dare not spoil it for you. Rather, we will get on to a topic which I feel very strongly about, namely the role of computer animation in today's film market. I'm sorry if that sounds more impressive than it is. In the grand scheme of things I hate, the very, very top of the list would be Shrek, the Shrek franchise. Although I'm sure human rights violators would be up in the top somewhere because, hey, I have priorities. But I hate the entire Shrek franchise with a burning passion, not just for what it is, but what it has brought onto the world. To be honest, I used to be able to watch the first two films willingly, and although I disliked them for my plots. Fiona, why you no stay human? Yeah, sorry for the spoiler. But all that time I thought they were pug ugly, shall we say. But it wasn't until 2006 that my hate for the franchise and computer animation in general had solidified. It seemed every month there was a new shoddy CG cartoon and features, ripping off Shrek's already stale formula of age-appropriate scatological humor, should such a thing exist, and pop culture references. For example, I'm going to throw some names out to you. Tell me if you remember them. Hoodwinked, Dougal, The Wild, Monster House, The Ant Bully, Barnyard, Open Season, Flushed Away. I don't know if that counts. Yeah, I'm glad we got those out of our collective cultural memory. Well, sort of. If you can believe it, Barnyard actually got its own TV series on Nickelodeon. Short-lasted though it may have been, I think. And some other of these movies got sequels, even third sequels. Like there's an Open Season 3. A direct-to-video, yes, but it exists. How can you explain that? Okay? Really, out of the stuff that came that year, the only ones I really cared about were Cars, at least Pixar gets it, and Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, which doesn't really count since it was only released direct-to-video in America. On the other hand, in 2006, the only traditionally animated film in wide release in America that year was a Curious George film. Curious freaking George. I don't want to live on this planet anymore. Okay, so my hatred for the evil Shrek Empire is partly based on scapegoating. Although I'm kind of ashamed to say that, because you know who else scapegoated? Hitler. Moving on. Looking in the grand scheme of things, the trend of computer animated feature films did kick off with Pixar in 1995, with Toy Story, which, in my humble opinion, has not aged so well. But if it weren't for Shrek, they wouldn't nearly be as popular and poor quality as they are now. Yet the truth isn't black and white. Eventually I came to acknowledge CGI films that were, gasp, good. Not counting most of Pixar's entire output thus far. Like, I hated Ratatouille. Sorry, guilty unpleasure of mine you could call it, but it was quite the cliche fest. Like, a mouse uses a human to to cook for him, you just know this is going to end in revealing the cover-up. But yeah, you can spot it a mile away. I don't like that kind of stuff. And back to scapegoating again. It won the Academy Award that year for Best Animated Feature in the face of some other traditionally animated films which I felt were superior, like Persepolis, never heard of that one, and The Simpsons movie. Seriously, The Simpsons movie I liked better, well, and I thought was better than a Pixar movie. I may have to reevaluate myself on that one, but yeah, opinion could stand. Pardon me, I'm getting off the topic. Apart from Pixar's works, since they get it, I kind of like stuff like Despicable Me and Kung Fu Panda, which was made by DreamWorks no less, mostly because they took themselves seriously. And I also find it weird that some high-budget video games, particularly from studios like Square Enix or Namco, featured pre-rendered CGI clips with a much more realistic art style that happened to be more to my liking. Now that I think about it, perhaps computer animation is just an extension of traditional cartooning art styles. If the original Shrek was a hand-drawn cartoon, as was planned at one point, it may not have been any better, but who knows, maybe I would have grown to like it more. I wrote all this stuff beforehand, I'm reading off it, but I'm freewheeling now. I have written some novels online called the Sapphire Saga, link in the description. I really want you to read them. In Force Blog. Among my ultimate dreams is to have them adopted into a series of movies, specifically hand-drawn animated movies. May have to develop some serious contacts for that. Maybe I'll have them made by a Japanese studio, since they seem to be the only ones who can do it right. I'm sorry, that's me thinking out loud. Or I might want to get one of those guys who worked on stuff like Avatar and Korra, because they get it. I trust them with work, and I imagine Sapphire first and foremost as an anime feature, or the next best thing. And I would be loath to have it made into into live action movies, because anyone can do that in America. I want change to happen, alright? And I have a motto, right off a bumper sticker somewhere, that we must be the change that we want to see in the world. And hopefully that will come to be. And to be honest, I haven't been working on Sapphire so much, especially not since I started the SDP. Kind of been my occupation for the past couple of years. I mean, seriously, the blog is reaching its 2nd anniversary next month, to give you a frame of reference. But who knows, if I get time off and I might focus on Sapphire, the other, no promises. Until then, it is, if you haven't noticed it by now, Sapphire is on a hiatus. But if you really want to read what's been written so far, you can visit the site or my DeviantArt page, both links in the description. And remember, support the revolution. Buy foreign films. I mean anime. Thanks, you. Have a good night, and you are the resistance.